Hello YouTube, RedAtMath here, and welcome back to the Bread Estate. A couple of things to discuss before we get started today. One is going to be that I'm recording this amidst a thunderstorm at the moment, which the great state of Oklahoma is quite well known for. That may mean best case scenario, there's the occasional rolling thunder that adds some atmosphere to our dungeon crawl. And maybe worst case scenario, there might be some audio artifacts left over from that happening. It might do some weird things when I end up compressing the audio if we get any lightning strikes that are particularly close that maybe are very, very loud. I guess worst case scenario is that the power goes out and this video has some real trouble about halfway through. The next thing is going to be the great naming ceremony. Now, this is probably my fault. Maybe I did not explain everything I was asking for super clearly, so I'm going to do that right now. So, if in the future you are interested in joining me here at the estate, I am going to want you to post on the video in which I've recruited those characters. I'm not going to take reservations for the fourth Crusader that we eventually recruit 40 weeks from now. And the reason for that is I want the person who joins the estate to be watching the videos at the time, and know that they have earned that spot and that it is starting in this episode. That way they can, participate in the comments. If they have any suggestions about how their character is behaving or anything like that, they can leave them and help us craft this better story together. Another thing is, if you would like to be named after one of the characters, I'm going to ask that it actually be named after you or some variation on your YouTube name. And the reason for that just being so that I can easily keep track of who the characters are named after. Give me a little bit of slack here, guys. War-addled brain and all that stuff. So I might get a little bit forgetful a month from now when we're 30 or 40 weeks into this. And so I don't necessarily want to see, requests for, I want you to name a character this, or I want you to name a character that. I want to see requests for, I want you to name a character me. And third, nobody wanted to be the Vestal. I feel so bad. I guess, we learned how to pronounce Lucelle, and she's just going to be hanging out with us this week. If anybody wants to be our Vestal, if you're that first comment in this video, she's yours. And probably at the end of this video, we're going to have another couple of characters that we're going to be recruiting, so stand by for that. Now, as to people who are actually going to be named here, first of all, we're going to come into Pesh, who is instead going to become Wildehild. And actually, I like that name. I'd be really interested to hear what the origin is behind that, or if I'm saying that terribly wrong. Feel free to let me know. Next up, we're going to have our Hellion, who is going to be Rhapsody. And I'm going to make a couple of decisions here. First of all, Vapont, you're instead going to be named after Patrick, who wanted a bounty hunter to be called Ace. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not really looking for characters to be named things, like it would be cool to have a character named this. But I'm instead just going to name the bounty hunter Patrick, who is the first person who requested a bounty hunter be named something. Also, I'm going to toss out one of the entries that was for multiple characters and included the grave robber. So I guess in addition to the Vestal, if you are interested in becoming the new Murdoch, leave a comment in this video. And if you're the first person to claim it, her name is yours. All right, that out of the way. Let's head to our embarkation screen. Now, we only have one option for where to go, and as you have probably already figured out from the characters that are receiving stress reduction, our Vestal is going to be coming with us. And that's largely because I think the healer would be the most important class to be bringing along. She is going to be stepping off with 81 stress, which does not bode super well. But, you know, maybe we can make some amazing things happen. Otherwise, we could go with Rhapsody, Patrick, and Murdoch to become Scallion's Hunters. I remember that crew name from a run in Season 1, so it is definitely something I've run with before. I don't think a stun resist charm is worth it to lose 2 dodge. I don't feel like we get stunned nearly as often as we do some stunning. Also, we're not going to be able to redo any of our characters' skills or anything, so just what we got is what we got. Grave Robber should be fine from the 3rd rank. Patrick's going to be great from the 2nd rank. And Rhapsody is going to be doing a ton of work with Barbaric Yop, Wicked Hack, and Breakthrough from the front. So I think we'll be okay. Of course, we only have the runes still as an option to step out into. The Grave Robber is giving us an additional shovel. This is just a short dungeon, so let's say 10 food, 8 food, 8 food. Let me try to practice a little bit of restraint in my dungeoneering this time through. Go with 7 torches, a nice completely not round number. We're going back into the ruins, so I'm thinking a key, a medicinal herb, 2 holy water. Maybe a bandage or 2. Something like that. That's a relatively light load for us. I don't think we need to worry too much about anti-venom. If I take just a moment here to double check, anti-venom is not a thing that we need. Theoretically, we could use one in place of an in place of a key to disarm an heirloom chest, which is a thing that I've noted here, but I feel like I've done that before and it's not worked, and every time I'm like, I should remove that note from my notes here. All right, so we'll leave the anti-venom behind for this time and go ahead and get a move on. Each region has its own challenges. Assemble your party and supplies accordingly. I am really interested to see how my build order sort of formulates from this. I did spend a couple of heirlooms upgrading, I believe, the Abbey, as I had plenty of portraits and crests left over after dumping my deeds into the stagecoach.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Also, dumping my deeds sounded a little bit dirtier than I originally intended it, but oh well. Bookshelf, I don't think we like bookshelf. Bookshelf is usually quite scary. 25% for a positive quirk. Yeah, let's just move on with that. Otherwise, it is stress. We're scouting or nothing. You know what? Stress is probably going to be something we could give to somebody. Perhaps the Grave Robber, as her trap disarm kind of gives her a little bit of an out when it comes to stress reduction. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was expecting. Okay, so clearly not a big reader. That's fine. It'll be okay, Murdoch. And back to our starting room. Let's go ahead and move on to our first room battle. We do have a locked display cabinet. Let's go with key. Not bad. I'll take the 600 gold to be sure. A few people pointed out like the importance of removing kleptomaniac sooner rather than later. I could not agree more. If oh, seriously? 90%?
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
I, of course, just talked about how she's going to be getting some free stress relief out of all this, and then that happened. Beautiful. Yeah. So stress is definitely going to be a big problem. I am not going to be even a tiny bit surprised when our... let's try to start with this. I think them losing 2 turns right off the bat would be totally sound. I I'm not going to be surprised when our vessel loses her mind, and when that occurs, it's also... Oh, really? 7. That's the best we could do. I was about to say that synergizes quite nicely with our bounty hunter's abilities, but apparently I was wrong. Go ahead and heal up a little bit there. I'm not going to be surprised when she freaks out, because it really is just going to take a single attack coming in here. It's really unfortunate that it does one too few damage. So it'd really just take a single tempting goblet. Of course, now we're kind of at the point where a couple of our characters would just need a single tempting goblet. Let's go with this. Yep, here it comes. Of course, did have a potential for the guaranteed kill, but I'm thinking that maybe something like this makes more sense.
A faint hope blossoms.
I'm also a little concerned that Rhapsody's damage being debuffed wouldn't give her 5 to 10, but I underestimated that. Oh, that was a misplay. Had I reversed those two, we could have taken both of them out and avoided one of those attacks. That's unfortunate. I'm not going to finish him. Let's instead come hither. Yes, beautiful.
Slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
And lunge always comes through in the clutch.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Now we have somehow managed to come out of that not stressed out. Now we're close, but still not stressed out. And we also got this amazing scout that just happened. So, I want to go through this room. It's got 2 curios in it. And then I can come up here for a single hallway battle, a curio battle, and then a treasure battle. That seems like a wise route to be taking. That contained loot. Pretty decent loot, if I do say so myself. We'll go ahead and allow our Vestal to consecrate the urn. Oh, nice! Speed, move, resist. The speed is basically all that matters there, but I also will definitely take the 1,000 gold. And it's like awesome when you come into a dungeon without trinkets and actually manage to get some for the character classes you have with you. That is certainly not to be expected. Alright, and this should be an empty room, and then we're going to turn north and proceed onward. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go south. There's a curio right at the door, so we can fairly easily step out, grab the sack. Gets us an extra 100 gold. Super worth it. Doesn't cost us any stress for the backtracking since we only took like 1 step in that direction. And we can pull the same trick over here whenever we're done with this place. Oh, you simply must know, huh? Yeah, that's a super effective map. I mean, we already scouted everything. Alright, we'll get our torchlight up a little bit before we walk into this fight. Not too bad. The Arbalist scares me the tiniest bit. That crit is actually kind of lovely. It'll make our Blight persist for another 2 rounds. Instead of 3 for 3, it does 3 for 5. I'm okay with that. And then, you know what? He might even just be... Oh, the most dangerous threat here. That was a bad miss.
Press this advantage.
Alright.
Give them no
That's
quarter.
something. Good dodges. Thank you very much, Rhapsody. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we could maybe stun you up. Nope. Not gonna happen. Okay. Well, stack a little bit more Blight. Taking 6 per round, so he'll die in 2. Yeah, not enough to one-shot him. But this should do... Really? Patrick, we've got to have a conversation about your aiming skills here. You know, you gotta line up the middle of your axe there with the enemy's skull. And then just right down the middle. That's the goal. Bump in the night. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna die. And Toxin Trickery does really nothing, so we'll just go with that. I'll kill both of these guys.
That cuts on its own.
No reason to really be doing anything here. And unfortunate. Let's just move you around and hope for time to heal. With Vestal again. Good, good.
A death by inches.
She has somehow managed to remain not insane, which is actually quite surprising. And we've got another fight right away. This one's certainly a little bit tougher. Well then, let's try this. Awesome. And that's going to put one of the Arbalists in pretty decent range to just be pummeled down between our Hellion and our Bounty Hunter. This guy, a little bit more dangerous. Bayonet jabs, not so bad. And what's great is these guys, all three of them actually, I'm assuming the Bone Soldier, owie, is going to do nothing from this position. And then if the speed stat works out right, these guys are just going to end up swapping around musical chairs style with their bayonet jabs, which move them back one. And they won't be able to get off any more of those super annoying crossbow shots. Okay. Stunning him would actually take him, like, completely out of the fight. However, man, Patrick, we discussed this. Unfortunately, he does go first, so we get the quarrel instead. At least one of them, not so deadly anymore. And I think that guy is basically just going to sit back there doing nothing. Okay, okay. Oh, he has a graveyard stumble. Never mind. He can move himself forward. That changes everything. Well then. Keep to the healing. Man, without the right trinkets, without the right skills, the Vestal's heal is really underwhelming. I have forgotten what it feels like to not just have your choice of any trinket you would like. That does make me a tiny bit sad. Okay, I'm gonna take 6. Alright, so get one more shot off and then we are done with you. Ow.
Confidence
Beautiful.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
It's basically then one skeleton against our entire party. And I don't think the Bone Soldier is gonna put up too much of a fight. We can stun him up here, and we can. That is even better.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Awesome. So we won't get any kind of stall penalty from this round regardless, which is quite nice. Let's do a lunge here. Gets him down to 1, huh?
Continue the onslaught.
Finish him
Destroy
is aptly named.
them all.
And Miss Vestal, please. No. Oh, he was going to have 1 HP. I did not
Ringing ears.
even notice that.
Blurred vision.
Also,
The end approaches.
really, you're gonna critically strike with your bayonet jab. That's not okay, man. I'm gonna heal for 3 because that's what I do. Toxin Trickery it is. Try to stun, I guess. Why not? I guess the why not being the debuff, but otherwise, why not? Yeah, not fast enough.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
That Blightstone is quite nice, and I mean, we could actually use it with Murdoch here. She's getting +2 speed here. So that would just give her, like, higher Blight skill chance, but I don't even think her Blight skill chance is in question at the moment. I'll probably end up going on our Plague Doctor. There are class-specific trinkets that are way better, but for now, it'll probably end up heading that way. This is a buff, so why don't we let you holy water this? Receive some divine benefit. Oh, nice! Oh, super nice! That heal was actually quite good. And I'm not going to say no to stress reduction for the price of a holy water. Pretty much ever. Okay. And we find another map inside. I'm constantly reminded by people that I can click the really...
Cruel machinations spring to life.
Ow!
With a singular purpose.
Your 90% trap disarm has been a little bit misleading.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
So you can totally click on that to make it go up. That was not originally in early access, and so I very rarely use it. Primarily prefer to stick to the T key, which can also be used for torch. Okay, we got a surprise here. Potentially the opportunity to make some big things happen. Got 2 stress dealing units. That's super unfortunate. And you know what? You guys are only going to be doing HP damage, but I would also like to not die, so perhaps that is going to be a good idea. And then let's maybe try for a stun here. Don't land it. Okay. Eldritch Push of the tools in your bag. That is probably the one that worried me the least. And here we go. Oh, paranoia strikes
The
again.
walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
You will sell me no dog. I have no idea what she's talking about. Alright then. Oh man, that'll leave him with 1. I'll leave him with 1. That's not okay. Tell you what then. Let's just kill him. Okay then. Apparently paranoia can fuel some amazing things sometimes. Lovely. Did I not just... Yeah. Did I not just basically say that move resist was totally worthless and would never come into play? Followed immediately by resisting a move attack? Yep. Yep, I did. Okay. Alright, good damage there. We've definitely got this well in control. No stuns. Just never any stuns. Poor little Vestal. Oh, who's that watching me? The corpse. It was the corpse who did it. We all knew it. Yep. Okay. And try it again. Really? Okay. Well, that was bound to happen eventually. Breakthrough is the only thing doing any damage to her. So why not? It's going to debuff us even further. And we get to go again. Oh yeah. Selfish.
Self-preservation is paramount at any cost.
It guides her and only her. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Alright, let's lunge her. Not quite. Oh man. Just cut it out with the stressful incantations already. They're pointless. They do nothing now. She's already got to go for all of the stress healings. Alright. Done and done.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
We are going to continue adventuring so that we can check out the unlocked strongbox, which I think is no thing, and you get a 75% chance of loot and a 25% chance of being blighted by it. Gold and the survival guide. Actually might also not be too shabby for a grave robber. I like to build them as a super utility, scouty, trappy thing. And it would offset... the -1 speed would offset by the +2 speed gain there, so that's not too bad. Okay, one final square to check. Oh, yes. We gained ourselves another torch. Of course we did. Now, a little bit of suboptimal play, and man, should I not be paying more attention to that when in New Game Plus. But it would probably be worthwhile, or it would definitely have been worthwhile. I should have doused the torch completely before opening the strongbox. I do cerebrally realize that it's just committing that to a habit.
More bones return to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
Now, the last dungeon we picked up a stun resistance trinket, which is not super helpful, but the speed stone is just universally helpful. It's not very good when compared to other trinkets, but we don't have other trinkets right now. So +1 speed is just purely positive. Whoa. We gained 21 resolve XP? What is that? Okay. That seems real weird to me. And possibly a bug. I don't even know what happened. We didn't gain anything.
I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
So, I don't... Why did we... What is happening here? A level 1 short ruin. There's no reason that happened. Right? Right? Huh. Because everybody except for Lucelle would have been level 0. She's got 23 and they've all got 21. So they gained 21 resolve XP off of that? Okay. Cheat codes activate. I'm super ready. Of course, we do have the severe disadvantage now. We can't send any of these guys back into a... That's actually awful, now that I stop and think about it. We can't send any of these guys back into a level 1 dungeon. And we certainly can't send them into a level 3 dungeon. They have, like, level 1 skills and equipment. They would die horrible deaths. I don't entirely know what transpired there. I do, however, know that we have unlocked the runes fully, like it's now populating 3, and we also get to go to the Weald. Yeah, see, they're not going to be interested in that at all. Okay, let's pop into our stagecoach and find a few things. What is my option here? So I need a backline healer. Your battle heal can't be used from the back at all. Inspiring Cry can, though. Alright, well, I tell you what. Since we've already got a Grave Robber and a Crusader, we're looking at the 2 Arbalists, so we get our pick. Unyielding is okay. Nervous is pretty bad. Claustrophobia with Nervous is even worse. Let's check out skills. You're both coming with Bandage. Blind Fire, Suppressing Fire, and Sniper Shot. Or Bola, Rallying Flare. Huh. They're kind of both interestingly loaded out in that they're both coming with Battlefield Bandage and Sniper Shot. I like Bola. I think this is probably better, though. Blind Fire gives us some helpful immunity to being party shuffled, and Suppressing Fire can be a decent sometimes area of attack or area of effect attack. Like when you've got a character with maybe 1 HP, you can kill it and debuff some nearby enemies. Scattering is pretty bad, except when you consider that minus 5% doesn't really kick in until you start hitting numbers approaching 20. And so at a 4 to 9, I'm not really worried about that, and we can get that off of her. Meanwhile, nervous and claustrophobia do kick in right away. The wheel tactician would basically, not even basically, would make up for it if we sent her into the wheel next. So let's go with that. Grab soon to be renamed Hot. And so
shoot, bandage, and pillage. The dancing steps of war.
Again, I will reiterate, if you would like to be an arbalist, a grave robber, or a vestal, please let me know in the comments of this video. And if you're the first, hey, then you're joining us. Also, anybody has any idea what happened with the Resolve XP there, please let me know. Like, that can't have been, that has to have just been a bug, right? Like, it makes zero sense if it's not. Like, there's a little voice in my head that's like, well, maybe the new game plus, they're gonna make it real hard for you to do anything and level up all your characters just right away. But that seems insane. What I wouldn't have given for the ability to have done that on my old save towards the end when I was trying to get characters leveled up to head to the darkest dungeon after some losses. But yeah, I don't understand why that happened. I'll probably be tweeting this video at a dev come tomorrow, but we shall see. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this very strange episode. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more very strange things on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.